For the past 8 months, my YouTube channel has lied dormant, untouched because of a huge mistake that I made. My last video exposed a major problem with the hardcore Minecraft YouTube genre, and the video exploded. It is now on the brink of passing 1 million views. The video's near instant virality boosted my channel from 2,000 to well over 30,000 subscribers in a matter of just days. Now, most people would be thrilled by this, and I would have been too if it weren't for one minor problem. I was wrong. It's not often that you come across a video of a YouTuber exposing themselves. Oh, not like that, not like that! What I mean is that YouTubers don't often shine the spotlight on their own mistakes, yet here I am putting myself on blast. If you haven't seen the video in question, I highly recommend you check it out before watching this. I do stand behind almost everything I said in it. This video is just here to correct the biggest issues I've noticed since it released. With that said, I apologize for the more rushed nature of this video, but I figure a more intimate sit-down style of video would be best to address what I needed to. So let's talk about what I got wrong. First and foremost, just ignore everything I said about Dream. I was scared of making definitive statements about the controversy I mentioned because I didn't want to have Dream stands all over my back, so I tried to be vague, and in the process I mixed up what had actually happened, but I don't want to dwell on what I said about Dream because it's not actually what I'm here for. Looking at the title and thumbnail, you'd expect this video to be some form of expose. Expose, is that a real word? I'm talking about a hit piece that's made to expose someone. I'll just call it a hit piece. It's not intended to be a hit piece. If anything, I was just exposing me. My intention is not to call people out or point fingers. I actually don't think any of the 3 YouTubers in the thumbnail are cheating, or even any of the other people I featured in the video at all. In spite of visually throwing people under the bus, the video was received very well, which probably means I did a good job pointing out that I wasn't trying to accuse anyone. Thank goodness. All 3 of the people featured in the thumbnail even saw the video and reacted positively to it, so what's the big deal here? If hardly anybody was offended by it, what's the problem? Well, while I think I did a decent job not accusing anyone, I believe I did a poor job of expressing why I even made the video to begin with. I wasn't exposing people for cheating. In fact, you can't cheat at Minecraft. The problem I'm exposing is the abuse of sensationalism. Listen carefully, because this next part's important. When I was a kid, my family would have weekly hangouts at my grandparents' house. The adults would all chat and have lunch, and I'd run around and play with my cousins. It was through these visits that I discovered Minecraft for the first time. One of my cousins had downloaded the game onto my grandpa's PC, and he played it for a few hours while I watched and fell in love with this game. Now, unfortunately, I had this thing called good parents who wouldn't let me sit around and play video games all the time, so instead they made me read these things called books. It was super annoying. So being forced to read instead of being on screens the whole time, my cousins and I would choose the closest thing we could to watching cartoons, which was reading cartoons. My grandparents have a bit of a collection, but my favorite by far is Calvin and Hobbes. On a few occasions throughout the strip, Calvin and Hobbes play a game they call Calvin Ball, a fast-paced, action-packed mishmash of every sport imaginable and more. The only rule to Calvin Ball is that you can make up whatever rules you want. The only way you can cheat is by breaking your own rules. After reading about it, I remember my cousins and I running to the backyard and playing Calvin Ball ourselves until the sun went down. The thing is, Minecraft is Calvin Ball. The thing that draws me back to keep playing Minecraft all these 15 years later is the same thing that excited me about Calvin Ball as a kid. It's the possibilities, the imagination, the limitless potential to do anything. Both games aren't actually even games. They're sandboxes. You make up your own game, and the sandbox is just the court that you play the game in. There is no rulebook to how you should play Minecraft, so you can do anything. And yes, even Mojang recently changed cheats to commands. So there it is, you can't cheat. But while you may not be able to cheat at a game with no rules, you can cheat when agreed upon rules are implemented. For example, the player is not required to submit a speedrun of Minecraft, but if they choose to, they must follow the rules for the speedrun category they're attempting, or else they'd be cheating. But if you don't want a speedrun, Minecraft is a game where you don't have to play by other people's rules. You could even play a modded speedrun for your own entertainment if you wanted to. It only becomes a problem if you are dishonest with other people pretending that you hadn't cheated when you had. It doesn't matter how you choose to play. What matters is that you're honest about it. You do, however, have to play by your own rules. You won't be able to cheat at Minecraft, but you can cheat yourself out of a fun experience, especially if you play lazily and never establish standards for how you play. And if you break your own rules, the one who gets cheated most is you. So make your own rules. Play the game your way, but stick to them, and be honest with others about the rules that you make for yourself. In the wise words of a small blue Australian dog, rules are what makes the game fun. It was Bluey. I was quoting Bluey. Like I said, cheating wasn't the issue I was trying to expose. It was dishonesty. The reason I made the original video was so that I could start a conversation about how people tell stories on YouTube, not just through Minecraft, but the entire platform. Some people actively create fake content, and you need to be aware of what is fake and what is real in order to have realistic expectations for your own life. But rather than point fingers at others and make accusations, I made the original video to be open and honest about the storytelling devices that I'm using. I view this YouTube channel as a way to tell stories, to take the viewer on an emotional journey. It would be dishonest to pretend that editing and scripting doesn't take away from the authenticity of a Minecraft Let's Play. I recognize that people crave authenticity, and I'm trying to provide that authenticity while also using my editing and scripting to create an engaging story. A story, just like Minecraft and even real life, is boring when there are no challenges to overcome. For the sakes of the stories that I tell on my YouTube channel, the challenges will always be real. However, while it would be pretentious to call myself an actor, it would be fair to say that a bit of role-playing goes into my storytelling process. Hopefully this will be obvious, but I want it said out loud so that nobody's confused when my next video goes live. Oh yeah, speaking of which, let's confront the elephant in the room. I'm assuming everybody watching at this point knows about the Sleepless Hardcore Promise. Yeah, there it is. The big mistake. As a quick refresher, in case you've forgotten or you don't know, I haven't uploaded in 8 months because I promised to make a video of me attempting to survive 100 days in hardcore without sleeping in-game or real life. And if I died, I also promised to donate 1 penny per subscriber in order to keep playing. I thought I could pull that off, but I was wrong. The video is still coming out. In fact, it releases tomorrow, March 30th at 12 p.m. Eastern or 9 a.m. Pacific. I've set it to premiere so we can all watch it together as the 8-month wait finally comes to an end. But I did fail the challenge. Oh, spoiler alert. Sorry. You'll have to watch to see how I failed, but it wasn't actually my biggest mistake. My biggest mistake was thinking that you wouldn't care. When initially announcing the price per death, I figured at best I'd gain maybe 1,000 subscribers. Boy, was I wrong. I grew so much and so fast that it actually freaked me out. Even going semi-viral is a lot of pressure. How do you live up to people's expectations? Is the hype even going to pay off, or am I going to fumble it? It's terrifying. It's part of the reason why it took me so long to finish editing the video. The truth is, subscriptions are just a vanity number. I don't need or even want subscribers. I don't even want to be famous. But I do want the stories that I tell to uplift as many people as possible, and I do want to make a living from this channel, which means I need to learn how to tell good stories. So please don't subscribe unless you actually want to hear those stories. And yes, the price per death will continue in effect for episode 2, which begins filming on Monday. To celebrate my return after 8 months, I'll be live streaming the Sleepless Hardcore World while I film episode 2 every day from Monday, April 1st to Friday the 5th from about 12 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. We'll probably start a little bit late on Friday, though I have a family thing that I don't want to miss. But after that, live streams of the Sleepless Hardcore World will be held every week on Fridays until the climax of episode 2, which, in order to avoid spoiling the end, I will probably stream privately to channel members only, but the VOD will be made public after the edited episode is published. Moving forward, you're also going to start seeing a lot more activity on my channel. The plan for now is to release a new video every 1 to 2 months, starting with next month's video to be a sequel to the oversimplified famous skins video. If you're interested in seeing this, be sure to mark your calendars so that you know to be there. Just don't subscribe. I guess you could press the notification bell if you were one of the jerks who have already subscribed, but please, for the life of me, don't subscribe. I'm already at nearly $500 per death. I can't afford that. Please, I'm begging you, don't subscribe.